to the show, Big Boss Crypto, bringing on a day trading analysis on Bitcoin and on AVAX. Today we're going to take a look at what happened during the W bottom formation right here and why we pumped to the upside. Also, we're going to take a look at what happens next and where do we see volume candles which aren't recovered and open orders. Well, let's take a look at charts. So if we zoom out a bit, we can see what happened during this downward move from, let's say, 31k, and went all the way down to 24.8k, which was the local low right here. So we did the famous market maker formation with a double top formation right here. First leg down, as you can see, first retrace to the upside, didn't break this second high right here at 30.5k. Instead went down to 25.7k, which was the second leg to the downside, and we had a second retrace up to 28.4k, and then we had a last and final leg down, which wasn't that aggressive. I projected 22.5k as the last leg down. We didn't go there, we just went to 25.3k, had a retrace up quickly to 27.3 and then down to 24.8k. And from there we reversed, we broke this third high right here. Let me mark it up for you. At 27.3k, we have closed a 1 hour candle above that. And we are currently reversing to the upside. So this has been our first leg up, possibly. Oops, sorry. To the upside, up to 31.4k. Currently we are moving sideways, which indicates consolidation. So the next thing to happen is another leg down. We could have had it already at 29.8k, but I do think we have more room to the downside to go at possibly 28.9k, and from there the next leg up could go all the way up to 33.6k or even to 34k, which will be our second leg up. Then we will have our second retrace, possibly down to 30k again, and from there we could go and finish this upwards move all the way up to 40k, which could be the local high before we get a double top formation and reverse to the downside again in the same manner all over again. That's something I'm looking at. What needs to happen is that we get a retrace, because this has not been a quite aggressive retrace yet. We went from 31k to 29.8k. I do think we could have more room to the downside, especially down here to these volume caps, which hasn't been recovered at 29.3k and at 29k. We could go all the way down to 26.8k and we will still be bullish, and we could still have our target if we reverse from that point. So for invalidation we need to break this low right here at 25k in order for us to change our minds and go to the other direction basically. So wait for a retrace before you place in longs, not financial advice, but that's something you could do, because I do think we have more room to the downside. Looking at the news events for this week, today we have GDP numbers and the unemployment claims coming out in an hour, which could dictate what the Fed might do. Jerome Powell spoke yesterday. He said nothing new basically. They're going to increase the interest rates further, as he said in his last press conference. So nothing new came out there, and the market hasn't reacted either. On Friday we had the core PCE numbers, so generally not much going on. Next week, however, on July 5th we have the FOMC minutes of meeting, which could rock the market if something crazy is being said right there. Looking at the liquidation map, we see that we have a lot more liquidations to the downside here at 27k, and we also have a volume candle which has been recovered there as well. Quite a lot of open orders in that area and a lot of liquidations. So the market maker could move price to 27k, liquidate these people, grab some liquidity, and go straight up again, because a lot of people will get scared if we go to 27k, because there's a lot of optimism in the market in general right now, and that, you know, is cause for concern, because the herd is always wrong. With that being said, let's take a look at AVAX. So taking a look at AVAX, I told you when we had this huge volume candle drop to the downside right here, I said mark it off in the chart, and I said to you this wick right here is suggesting that we are in a reversal. So I said that you should mark it off in the chart a week ago or something like that. In my day trading updates, I told you this will get recovered at some point, sooner rather than later. And we went by a couple of days, and currently we have recovered all of the volume candle, because that's the name of the game. There's a lot of open orders in these volume candles, and they usually get filled at some point. And that's the name of the game for the market maker. He drops aggressively and leaves a lot of open orders in that area as well, and that's why price always gets to these points at some point. So where do we go from next, and where are our next targets? To the downside, we can see we have a lot of volume candles in this area from 11.9 or $12 down to 11.4 approximately. I do think we could get that recovered before our next leg down. That's coincides with Bitcoin's move. We could go down all the way to $10.87, and from there our next targets could be to $14, $14.8. We'll have another retrace, could go all the way up to $16.5 before we form a local top. That's something I'm looking at least. So wait for the retrace before you place any longs. Not financial advice, you do what I want to do. This is just for educational and entertainment purpose only. But that's something I'm looking at. Wait for the retrace if you aren't in any trades. Wait for confirmation, and then price will reverse eventually. That's just my take on it. You do what I want to do. So please like and subscribe if you like our content, and we'll talk to each other next week. Big Boss out.